It's gonna be harder for you because it's more for you. 4 friends, Nate, Daniel, James, and Terrence, had all been on similar paths. They all went to college, got a degree, and was on track to get high-paying jobs. Fast forward 5 years later, and they're all 27 years old, and life had kept moving forward for Nate, James, and Terrence. But Daniel's life was at a standstill. Daniel was going from warehouse job to warehouse job, and he couldn't understand why. And when he looked at his friend's life, everything seemed to be going fine for them. Nate became a doctor, got married, had a baby, and bought a new house. James was an architect and owned his own home, and Terrence was an executive and owned his own home too. But Daniel was still staying at home with his parents. His credit was jacked up, he didn't have a car, and he didn't have a career. And it seemed like he was watching all of his friends leave him behind while he was stuck at a dead-end warehouse job, being micromanaged all day. It's not like he was jealous of his friend's success, but he wanted to have some success of his own. Daniel started asking, why him? Why couldn't he have all the things that his friends had when he went down the same path as them? He felt like no one wanted to acknowledge his degree that he went through hell to get. They would always tell him he needed more experience. How am I supposed to get any experience if nobody gives me an opportunity? He would say. One day, he decided that he was done trying, and he was going to just work the warehouse and hope that he would be able to work his way up to a management position and finally get an office instead of having to look at a warehouse all day. He had it all planned out. He was going to get his credit fixed, buy him a car, and then move into his own place. Now, Daniel always had an ear for music. So one day, to pass time by, he decided he would make music as a hobby. So every day he would make beats for every genre: rap, gospel, R&B, until he had thousands of beats. But then Daniel went into work one day, and something changed. He started looking around at the people who had been there for 15, 20, 45 years, and he knew that wasn't a life that he could live for the rest of his life. So he started selling his beats. First he started small, on websites, where he was making $50 a beat. Then he hit it big. A rapper got a hold to one of his beats and made a song out of it. And the song was a hit. Daniel started to work with hundreds of artists. And in just 3 months, he was bringing in $120,000 a month because of his beats. Daniel was finally able to quit his warehouse job, buy him a luxury car, and he bought him a 6-bedroom house. So the moral of the story is, the question shouldn't be why me, but it should be why not me? Because you should trust that the harder the road looks, the bigger the blessing will be. Stay encouraged and hold your head high, and get excited when you see tough roads ahead of you. Let me know if you've ever felt like Daniel before, and subscribe to the channel. And I'll see you next time on Moral of the Story. Remember, life is about learning lessons.